A cool fog was rolling in over the lake water. Shafts of light punctured the mist like fingers shoved through a plastic bag. Like everything else here, the sunlight was artificial. A series of gears, wires, and gadgets ran this place. If you listen closely, you can hear their hum. Like some subtle dirge of life it pretends to be. Blowers like these are used to create that beach breeze everyone loves. Although I have no clue what it's doing here on the sand. Maybe it's a fan of getting a tan. Oh, I've been talking to myself too long. These units have their own power supply. It appears it's missing a fuse. Looks to be more art from this local artist I keep hearing about. What was it again? Mona something. All the shelves are bare. I guess he's not bothering to restock.
Well, hello there. Mr. Edward Locke, I presume?
Everywhere I go, people seem to know me before I know them.
We rarely get visitors, so you're the talk of the town.
Not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
I hear you've been helping fix things all over the station like a good lad. Maybe you can help out a poor fisherman and fix my display. I so miss it.
If I do, can you answer some questions for me?
Oh yes. I've also heard you've been poking around. But sure, I'll answer your questions. I'll even give you access to my private beach, if you want to go there.
Sounds like a deal, I think. Looks to be small pins given away for free to visitors.
Those are mainly for children, but sure, you can have one.
Wow, judgy. The display looks well kept. I could probably get it running again easy. The angler here is quite accomplished. All the mounts on the wall are his, and these aren't fakes. All frames and no pictures. The picture frames are labeled. Mostly historical events and different founders of the space station. The hatch won't open until I get some power to it. Looks like there's a breaker box behind the bot over there. All the shelves are... An old worker bot. I imagine it was used to work the docks in its heyday. The bot has a drawer in its chest with a simple-looking lock. bogus. The fish are fake. They must have been used like a prop to make the dock seem more active and lively. Most of the props must have been sold off by now. Picking at the bones. I don't know what that thing is, and I don't want to find out. Those are devil's teeth. Even though they appear like rocks, they're actually alive and secrete poison. It's quite painful if you get it on your skin. That motor could be handy to get to the island, and I'll need to use the crane to acquire it. Also, I gotta find a way to cross the water without taking a swim with whatever's in there. It seems upset. It's a fuse that's still in decent shape. Doesn't appear that it's needed for the crane. Lemons. These are quite a delicacy and worth a pretty penny. I remember reading about them. They're indigenous to some distant planet. Can't seem to remember the name of it. Seems odd to just have them sitting here. They won't miss one. There are many goods in boxes that seem to be clumsily thrown into a pile. For a space station in desperate need of supplies, what they do have is given very little care.
If it isn't the old gravekeeper himself.
Hello again. I'd like to ask you some questions about a certain hidden island.
Not so fast, Wally. I may answer your questions, but I'll need something from you first.
Sounds about right.
See, the chest here contains something of great importance to me. Retrieve it, and I'll give you your info. Maybe.
What? Why do you need me for that?
The locking mechanism seems jammed with rust. Everything I've tried only seems to make it worse. Besides, I've forgotten the combination of the lock.
Alright, I pop the lock and you give me the info. Sounds like a deal. Looks like the dockmaster has been pilfering the best stuff for himself for quite some time now. A lot of boxes not going where they're supposed to. He's made himself a fort. The chest seems to have a strange locking mechanism. But I have another problem to deal with first. The lock is rusted over. Could merely be surface rust. Maybe if I find a way to remove the rust, I can still operate the mechanism. Always loved these things. No idea why, though. A salty winch. The front board looks a bit loose. With the right tool, I should be able to pry it open. A makeshift label has been pasted over the original. Most of these boxes are now being sent to the drowning sailor. The barkeep and the dockmaster must be working together as part of the smuggling ring. drawer slid open, and I found a pry bar inside. Strange combo, a rope and some salt. Let's give this a shot. Rust's gone. Rust is finished, but figuring out this lock without a cipher is gonna be difficult. The ropes are in place, but the bot is too heavy to tighten them by hand. I can access the breaker box now, and the bot lost an arm in the process. Powered up. I should be able to open the hatch now. That's quite the display. I see why I missed it.
Thanks for your help, dear boy. Let me open the door for you. Ask your questions if you must.
Is this your bait shop?
Yes. A little gift to myself for retirement.
You seem a bit young to be retired.
I was very fortunate in my previous life, so I retired early.
This place is looking pretty bare.
Dear boy, there was no need to restock anymore. You're the only visitor I've had in a long while. Closing up shop soon, for the last time.
Did you know Oakley Baxter?
I know of him, but only by reputation. I tend to stick to my shop and fishing. Not much for conversation. In fact, dear boy, I believe I'm done speaking now. Why don't you run along?
Yeah, be seeing ya, I guess. Well, that was mostly pointless. What a wonderful smell I've discovered. It's a bucket full of fish of questionable freshness. Why do I carry around the things I do? The state of this place makes me wonder why they bothered to transfer me here. Although, I'm beginning to believe it's my fate to be here at this time. Just some old junk. I don't know what this thing is. There we are. Looks like it could be the key for the crane. The boat looks seaworthy, but it's not going anywhere without a motor. Also, I have the small problem of not knowing where I'm going exactly. This should do it. I hope that plank isn't too important to some vessel around here. I should be able to utilize this to cross that gap on the pier. Looks sturdy enough. Now that the crane's lowered, I need to venture out to the motor to hook it up. Fed him up a buffet. Let's be careful now. Now I have a bucket full of poison fish. What am I doing with my life? I better not chance it. I'll just throw the whole thing in. I hope they don't return anytime soon. Well, that's the motor taken care of. There are some coins inside the bottle. The viewfinder snapped and spit out a photo of some nearby rocks. I guess I got myself a little souvenir. Rust is finished, but figuring out. Strange. The only thing in the box is a creepy little stuffed toy. Here's your... well, I'm not sure what it is exactly.
It's the last thing my mama gave me before she devoured my father and swam back into the sea. I was just a pup myself.
That explains a lot, actually.
Just kidding.
Oh,
It is more like a large lake really than the sea.
yeah, that makes it better.
Didn't you have some questions about an island?
What can you tell me about this mysterious island?
Well, I can tell you very few people even know it exists. And I'm sure the proprietor would like to keep it that way. Just follow the map and you will get there.
Seems like you have quite the operation going on here.
What? Are you going to pick up that mantle now? Word of advice. Leave that mantle buried with Oakley.
I'm gonna wager a wild guess that you've had your run-ins with Oakley Baxter.
Of course I have. That man left splinters under the skin of everyone he met.
Did he ever give you any gup about your little treasure trove here?
He certainly tried, but not much you could do about it. Some individuals never know their place, but I guess he found out.
Never mind. How long have you been on 52?
Actually, I'm new to these parts, but I feel like I fit right in.
See you around. Time to try my sea legs.